Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here, and finally, we have a leak or spoiler. I'm not actually sure. Some Australian site got a hold of these somehow. I tried to look into it, and then after about 10 seconds, realized I don't give a crap. But we finally get to see what a battle super type card is. Now, what's a super type? It's like land, creature, sorcery, instant, enchantment, and then a subtype is like aura, which is a subtype of enchantment. So we've already seen a card, I think it was Atraxa or something, that referenced a battle as a super type. But we didn't get to see what it was, and it wasn't in the last set or the one before it. People thought maybe it's in Lord of the Rings. Well, it turns out it is in March of the Machine. That's right, Mom had it the whole time. I knew it. But first, just thought I'd throw this out here, not sponsored, obviously. If they tried to sponsor the channel for Arena, first of all, clearly they've never met me before, and secondly, they can sponsor these nuts. But Arena right now is selling a draft token, a premium one, for 9,000 coins, so okay, instead of 10,000, 9,000, whatever. And if you log in, you get 5 free jump-in event tokens. And then they're also holding 1 free Phantom Sealed event, which Sealed is my favorite. Like, I'm not bad at draft, but I love Sealed. It's all the low-powered, crazy, high-skill goodness of draft without the drafting part. It truly is perfection. So you can jump in and like just get all that for free. Now, if you're gonna ask yourself, but did they put gems on sale? No, you're insane. What, like, are you completely crazy? Have you lost it? That would make people come back to the game and at the same time spend money. Okay, like that, we don't want that. That's like, clearly you don't understand business. So anyway, here's the card in all of its sideways goodness. It's Invasion of Zendikar. So it's a 4-cost flippy boy, as you can see there. It does have a backside. I think that's what the symbol means. I keep changing it. And it says Battle Siege. So Siege is the subtype. And it's an uncommon, which means, you know, this isn't just going to be some little one-off mythic thing. It could be a 5-card cycle, but being an uncommon, they usually don't, like, introduce a new super type and make it an uncommon, you know? So as a siege enters, and then I guess they just cut off the words, the battlefield? Well, they cut off the word mana pool, so, all right. Choose an opponent to protect it. Why would your opponents protect it? You and others can attack it. When it's defeated, exile it, then cast it transformed. Ooh, cast it. Not enters the battlefield, not return it from exile, none of that. Cast it, which means it could be countered. So I'll read the rest first. When Invasion of Zendikar enters the battlefield, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tapped, then shuffle. Okay. So you basically hand this to an opponent, but maybe it didn't mean battlefield because it's not on the battlefield. Maybe it's on your collective battlefield? Wherever it is, it's attackable. So, I mean, that makes me wonder, are planeswalkers on the battlefield? I think they are. They're just a different attackable thing on the battlefield. But then again, you as the player are not technically on the battlefield unless you were this whole time, but we're getting into semantics. You probably could kind of guess how this works. It has 3 little spiky boys in the bottom right, which I assume is the amount of damage it takes and then it's defeated. It could be the number of times it's hit regardless of damage, but that would like really favor small, unblockable or flying or something creatures, I guess. But without knowing the full rules, who knows? But once again, as it enters, wherever it does, choose an opponent to protect it. You and others can attack it. When it's defeated, exile it, then cast it transformed. Pretty straightforward. All right. I mean, I kind of like this. It's kind of interesting. Something to attack other than planeswalkers, which, remember in War of the Spark, and boy, was this like a brilliant observation in retrospect. I know, pat myself on the back. The uncommon planeswalkers, where they were like a one-trick pony, they only went down and then they had a passive effect. I said those are literally just enchantments that you can attack. If you think about it, that's what they are. They do one thing, they eventually deplete, so it's like kind of like charge counters instead of loyalty, but then you can attack them to remove them. So they're not really planeswalkers in the traditional sense. Well, I guess they brought that back and just literally did it. I mean, they aren't technically enchantments, but, you know, it's the same thing. And I think that adds a dynamic. You can now attack, I guess, I'm assuming, a planeswalker, a battle, or an opponent. Now, before we get to the backside here, people have been asking for years and years and years what the dog doing, but I'm going to ask what the moon doing. Is that the moon? It seems a little low. Also, it seems a little small for them to be blowing that up, and maybe that's I don't know. It's a giant rock in the sky. I don't know. It looks like it's like below where the portals are opening, which is generally a couple miles up in the sky. I just feel like the scale of like the tentacles and stuff, or the whatever you're gonna call them, that's a little off. I don't know. Did they blow up the moon? Did they blow up a big floating rock? Is that one of those floating base things from, I don't know. I read Zendikar a while ago. I don't know. What do you think? Just let me know what you think about them blowing up the Death Star or whatever, whatever's going on there. Giant Phyrexian egg? I don't know. So on the backside, Awakened Skyclave. Creature elemental. Remember, it's cast, so you could use Essence Scatter or something on it, I assume. Or an opponent could. I mean, why would you? You're the one playing it. Vigilance Haste. Nice. As long as Awakened Skyclave is on the battlefield, it's in land in addition to its other types. But then tap, add 1 mana of any color. Simple, 4/4. And the flavor text is Nahiri tried to bend Zendikar to Phyrexia's will. Oh, spoiler. In response, the world rose against her. Good. I hate Nahiri. You hate Nahiri. We all hate Nahiri. She is like a whiny 16-year-old emo girl who like grew up rich. That is her personality that she adopted, and I can't stand her. From talking to you guys and reading your comments, neither can you. So, yeah. If you could imagine her plus Phyrexified, oh my gosh. That's like Karen, plus she's at the grocery store, plus she's got 3 coupons for the same piece of fruit. So what do you think of this? I think this is just absolutely huge. This is going to add a dynamic to the game in every single format. I know how they were talking about, like, this is going to fundamentally change everything, but they're talking about the mending, or the remending, or the, I had heard all the planes merging into one, or something about the counterfeit world tree. I forget. What Realm Breaker? Little Miss Druid person, Ren, who apparently is a female. You guys told me. All right. Whatever. Just keep her away from the firearms store. And she's gonna like. This got leaked in the last video, so I'm like spoiling a previous spoiler, but I guess spoiler warning. She's gonna like meld with that tree and control it, and then do something. But in the meantime, we're going to see these battles, and I just think it's neat. I mean, this isn't like Plane Chase where you can add on to any other battle. This still, apparently, I would guess, has to be a card in your deck. So you can, quote, add it to like any other format, like Plane Chase, but those are separate, and they just affect everything kind of like an emblem mixed with an enchantment. But they can't be removed or interacted with in pretty much any way. So, you know what I'm going to say? Because it's coming out. They're doing a new Plane Chase set, too, really, really soon. It's my favorite format. Plane Chase plus battles. Let's go! I still would not give WotC a penny, but, I mean, if you want to pick some of these up as singles, that's the next best thing. If you really want to try this with your friends in some other format. And I'd recommend it. This just looks like fun. And yeah, they could absolutely, completely blow it. They could make this not work at all, but this is already, you can tell, clearly designed by its wording, because it says you or others could attack it. Well, they're not going to attack themselves. Although, maybe. I mean, I don't see anything saying they can't. But yeah, it's designed for multiplayer, obviously. And multiplayer Commander is like all people play. So now they're trying to sell you more stuff to kind of move the power bar and power creep it. But this is going completely 90 degrees away from that. They just took a left turn and said, why don't we try just making something interesting, fun, and new? What a concept! I keep hearing from the staff over the last 10 years, we've already done so much stuff. This is almost like direct summary of quotes from Mark Rosewater, by the way. He's the one primarily saying this. We've done so many things in the past, we don't want to rehash it. No, you don't. Basically, nobody's been playing for the entire 31 years or whatever, okay? I'm 35. Come on. People were on and off, and you can't say, well, they've effectively played everything because Eternal formats. No. That's a crap argument. Come on. Mark is bored with doing mellow, appropriate, interesting new reiterations of stuff from the past. He wants to either bring back stuff that you hated so that he can justify the fact that he made it in the first place and said, well, it just wasn't the right time, it wasn't the right place, it wasn't the right implementation. So his own ego and his own boredom and lack of creativity and new ideas. Well, then get rid of them. That's 2 great reasons to get rid of them and then design stuff like this instead. Just saying. This is absolutely brilliant, and it's so simple, but it adds a rule to the game. It adds a method of play, and you can retroactively inject it into anything. There we go. Now cut off standard, rotate it when this comes out, put it on 6 months, let everybody whine and complain, and then move on with your life. They could circle around and make this work. They could retrieve this from the absolute abyss, and I've said it from the beginning. They need to just get more talented people with better ideas and just keep this rolling. Listen to the community, the right members of the community, not the stupid entitled net deckers and far left extremists and just idiots who will say anything for internet clout. No, listen to the real people, and most importantly, listen to the people who left the game and, ask them why. Like, just simple, basic customer care stuff. Basic, product quality control or whatever you want to call it. Do that. Act like a company worth billions of dollars, and then go make more of those billions of dollars. It ain't hard. So I hope we see more of this, and when WotC does something brilliant and good and interesting, I cover it, and when they do something terrible, I cover it. So people say, why are you always so negative? Because the game lost about 9 to 10 million customers. Oopsies. They had to sell off MTG. Hasbro's doing terrible, and everything's going to crap. My views are down. All the Magic channels are dying, and they're killing the game. Other than that, everything's great. I'm very positive. Come on, grow up, people. There's a difference between, you said something I don't want to hear because I only want to hear good things about the game, and I know it's doing terrible, but I don't want to hear about it. And yeah, you're right, the game's doing terrible, and constructive criticism, and I do want to hear about another thing they did wrong so that I can go on social media and tell them I'm a customer and I don't like this. Like an adult. And if you're such a type of adult, or honestly, I think I've heard 12-year-olds with a equally mature take, sadly, sub to this channel because you will keep hearing the based truth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.